All right, we'll call the meeting to order. This is the 16th of April, and we're calling the meeting of the Berkeley County Deputy Sheriff Civil Service Commission to order. We'll begin with the reading and approval of minutes. We have before us the minutes of March 19th, March 31, and April 8th. We have two commissioners present. Commissioner Dobson, have you had a chance to read the minutes?
Yes, I have.
Do you have any objection or corrections to the minutes of March 19th? Let's do one at a time.
No, I do not. I make a motion we approve the minutes of March 19th.
All right, I second. And all in favor, aye?
Aye.
We'll move on to March 31. There is one correction I would like to make to the March 31 minutes. It is on the fourth page. It's a paragraph beginning U, parens. It says, President Buck addressed the issue by saying we've got a motion, it's been seconded, etc. There's a statement in there, quote, I don't like the idea that we're going and telling the judge what type of discussion he can have with deputies regarding promotion. I believe that if I said judge, I misspoke. It's certainly the sheriff I was referring to. So either there's a error in the transcription or there was an error in what I stated. I'd like the record to reflect that I certainly meant to say that we're not telling the sheriff what type of discussion he can have with deputies regarding promotion. There's no objection to that correction.
I don't object.
All right. Unanimous consent, that should be corrected.
Yep.
All right. With that correction made,
Make a motion those minutes be accepted as amended.
second. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. In favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Move on to April 8th, 2025. Once again, we've all read the transcript. Is there a motion? Well, let me back up. Is there any correction? Or?
I did see, it's a minor correction.
Okay.
I don't know the page number. It's in reference to item 2025-0009 on page 10. Number 10, under that item, it says Commissioner Dobson spoke up stating, as a commission, at some point we need to address the issue of does the sheriff have the right to sign people to department. I think it should be two departments. And I believe I said assign people to departments.
All right.
Minor correction.
All right. I have no objection to that correction. Unanimous consent, it's adopted. On the next page, I have a question. We looked at the transcript and apparently I misspoke. There is at the top paragraph, that would be paragraph 11. In a discussion with Corporal Butcher, I was advising Corporal Butcher that if we go the way we are headed, he will not be eligible for testing. And the statement in the record is you're not deemed not eligible. That's an error. He was certainly deemed not eligible. That's what I was trying to warn him. So once again, I either misspoke or there's an error in transcript. I'd ask that correction be made that you're deemed not eligible. Any objection to that?
No objection.
All right, then I move that be adopted. With that motion made, with that correction made, may we adopt the record as it is.
I move
Approve
the April 8th minutes as amended.
Seconded. In favor, say aye.
Aye.
They are approved. All right, moving on to the agenda. Budget update, informational. Mr. Alderton.
Okay. So I just got this hot off the wire earlier, like at quarter after, something like that. There is a difference, and I do have it on your all's. I did provide you a copy of it, the most current. Last month, the civil service account was at an obligation rate of 12.9%. This month, as of today, the report was run, and it's at an obligation rate of 19.5%. What has come in as I recall, is advertisements from the Journal. So that's the big part of it, from what I understand. And there was also, excuse me, from the local IQ agency we worked with. Other than that, there are no changes. There's been nothing expended other than that.
Any further discussion of the budget?
Will we have need for, are we doing another testing before the end of this fiscal year? Will we need additional?
My
advertising
doubt
money?
is yes, we will. That
So
was,
what's in there now is for two testing dates, is that correct? Since July 1st?
yes,
3,000, so we should be okay.
yes, we should definitely be okay with what's in there.
We spent a little more the last time to
Yeah,
different areas.
we did. But no, we'll be getting notification probably within the next 2 weeks of promotional examinations. But that's it. Should only be one.
All right. Any further discussion? All right, we'll move on to the next item on the agenda, old business. Issue 2024-0003, investigating test providers for deputy sheriff's promotional examinations. Mr. Alderton, where are we?
Sir, what I want to recommend to you folks is that issue be tabled.
Yeah.
That's dealing with the Standard and Associates, and until I'm going to say maybe September time frame.
I think it was tabled last meeting. We just didn't set a date.
Commissioner Moffett and you had a little sidebar, and you all talked about we would discuss it where to go at a future meeting.
Okay.
But I think that future meeting can be tabled until September. I think is time frame.
All right.
One of you will need to make a motion.
On our open close list, it's showing as tabled already, so.
Yeah, but that it's not for the
2024.
tabled again on 9/18. I don't know why I typed that in there, to be honest with you.
Well, I move that we table.
There you go.
Item 2024-003 until
Yes.
September.
All right, second. Discussion. In favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That passes. It's
I mean,
tabled.
the point is to get more information,
Right,
right? Now, a new plan, it's just not that we're getting rid of the idea of it.
No, not getting rid of the idea. No, sir.
Yep.
And you're moving it past the budget into the new year. New budget.
Yes, sir.
All right, issue 2024-0013, open hire process, current rules and regulations, revision and update.
So we have gotten quite a list, and Mr. Alderton has put that together for us. I think it's going to require, a lot of things are, delete a word here or misspelling there, but there are some things we probably are going to have to reconvene and discuss. So I'll send an email out this week, maybe the first of next week. Get some potential dates that's scheduled.
That's good. For your information, Mr. President, the sheet that we were maintaining the comments on, roughly I think there's 40 entries received from the legal department, the Deputy Sheriff Association, Chief Young, Lieutenant Christian, Lieutenant Boothby, and I had even put in a couple items in there. So we're looking at around 40 items that was submitted.
Okay.
I've got the spreadsheet. I just got it yesterday and haven't.
That's fine.
looked at it yet. So that's fine. So with that,
And we'll post that meeting, correct, and be for anybody
Yes, sir.
that wants to attend.
We will send it out to the sheriff and the Deputy Sheriff Association and the leadership team of the sheriff.
So that will remain open on the agenda.
Yes, sir.
All right. Next issue, 2024-0029, request for new open hire physical agility written examination, ready December 14th, 2024. Note to readdress this issue.
Yes, sir. On March 31st, at the special meeting we held on that Monday night, the commission closed that item. That dealt with, we were waiting word back from applicant Moreland, and he didn't submit, so I made the recommendation to one of you all that a motion be made to close that item. I did that prematurely. There was a letter that was sent from Chief Young to us. Actually, it was dated on March 26th, so a couple days before our special meeting. He presented a letter to you folks of Dallas Plank, which was the other applicant, that he has now, at that time, met all of the requirements of the state code, signed off by 2 doctors, and our rules and regulations. So with that being said, just needed your all's approval to more or less bless the letter, so to speak. And if you do, I have a letter for President Buck to sign to close that loop and send back to Chief Young.
All right. What do you need from us right now to move forward here?
We have to, well, I guess we have to officially approve him.
Yeah.
So make a
Okay.
motion that we approve Dallas Plank on the sheriff's recommendation that hired as deputy sheriff.
Second. Discussion. In favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Alton, and is that?
Do we need a motion to close that
Yeah.
item, or you just going to? Is it closed now?
It was already closed. We did close it at the special meeting, so
All right, next issue, next item, 2024-0032, request for new open hire physical agility written exam rate March 2025.
okay. On that one, there's no change. As a result of closing the last issue on March 31st, because the applicant Plank hadn't responded, the very next day, I took over to the sheriff the letter, giving him the top, in this case, top 4 names. You had a 90 and 385, so he got 4 names. My understanding, they did start, actually that afternoon, the background checks on some of the people, because I received a call from one applicant saying, "Can you tell me what's going on?" And I said, well, yeah, because that person had received a phone call from one of the investigators about the background packet. So that's where we stand. Until they select somebody or request somebody to be removed or stricken, we cannot give them any more names. And Chief, just for awareness issue, if the sheriff does request somebody to be removed or stricken, that will be set up for a hearing. We cannot provide the sheriff another name until that issue is resolved.
Mr. Alton, do we need a hearing?
If he would
But
request,
what
if
he
the
would-
person would
Right.
request
The
it.
opportunity.
Right,
Yeah.
right, the opportunity for hearing. The letter goes, and he has a certain response time.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Right.
So that's where we stand with that one. In the same way, if you hire one of those 4, then the commission will only be forwarding you one name. About that though. Wait, hold on. If they hire one because they have 4, they still have 3.
Yeah.
So in that case, I guess we wouldn't be sending them
They
a
didn't
name.
exhaust the list. Yeah.
No. Thank you for allowing me to talk that one through. But yeah, Okay, that's all I have, sir.
You okay, Chief? Yes, sir. All right. Okay.
So that's still.
You the only one that get vacation this week?
I'm on good vacation.
Issue 2025-0003, promotional exam request for rank of sergeant due to Sergeant Higgy demotion, voluntary. Created vacancy of July 1, 2024.
Okay. That promotional exam will take place tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. in the Berkeley County Sheriff's Office training/classroom. There will be 2 eligible corporals eligible to test. That's Corporal Chronister and Corporal Dobson. President Buck is going to be serving as the test proctor for that test. I will be there with him. So that's where we stand with that. So by the next meeting, we'll be able to give you a very good update.
Good, good. Any other discussion on that? All right. Issue 2025-004, West Virginia Legislative Session update. Mr. Alton, I'm going to request, since the session's over, has anything been adapted or adopted that we
Sir,
need
to be honest with you, I have not had that opportunity to research this within the last couple of weeks. I will let you know that list that I gave you last month, if at the next meeting, if any of those were adopted.
Okay. So we'll table that till next month.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right. Issue Civil Service. Issue 2025-0012, Civil Service Commission Legal Counsel. We've had some discussion over the last month because of the way that we have moved through this. We may need some legal counsel. I know Mr. Dobson has some things to say, and I have some things to say. Can we just open this up for discussion at this point?
Sure.
During the last month, I have had discussions with Pat Henry regarding some of the issues that were arising, that had arisen. When I discussed with Mr. Henry, I made it clear to him that the commission had not voted, we had not met, we had not adopted any motion to hire him or retain him. He was basically discussing things with me as a colleague, as a friend, and I have an invoice from him for $100, which I would submit and ask that it be paid because he was worth it. But I think the larger question is, do we need to retain counsel? Should we have counsel lined up? Do we agree on moving forward with Mr. Henry? Should a future issue arise? Is there someone else you want to propose?
First I'll make a motion that we pay the invoice that was submitted.
I will second. And I'm in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Okay.
So I just think it would be good practice for us that if we had a couple of options, you know, like I think the best thing would be to have someone on a retainer, whether it's $1,000 a year or whatever. I don't know what retainers are. You probably have a better idea than I do, but to at least have a couple of options that we look at, have them submit a resume, an engagement letter, or whatever they do. And
so should we make this an open issue and have some investigation into potential counsel?
I mean, you have one. I have one that has worked with civil service commissions in Jefferson County. You've got ones worked here. So I mean, I think unless Mr. Moffitt or Mr. Alderton has somebody else that would. I mean, is there a requirement that we create a solicitation?
No, I did inquire of that, and no, there is no requirement for that. It's under, if it's under, I'm going to say $10,000, there's no request for information.
I mean, and a retainer works just, you have the option to call them, and once you get over that, you got to start paying, right? Is that?
Yeah.
Once you get into an issue that takes more than
A retainer basically means that they're going to answer your call.
right.
Yeah.
But I think it would be wise for us to have someone on retainer, just the fact of we don't want to be, I mean, if something would happen and several people sue the commission, then we're looking for an attorney and they're already taken.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so I think it would be a good idea. I mean, we've got $10,000 a year for professional services. We may as well spend a little bit of it on that.
And in 2015, 2016, the Civil Service Commission did have a local attorney on retainer.
And I think if, I mean, if we get into an actual lawsuit, we're going to need a bigger budget
Yeah.
for that, but at least we have someone who's familiar with us and.
Well, the point is, if we have someone familiar with us, we won't get into a lawsuit.
Hey, there you go.
That's the idea. Well, how do you want to proceed with this? I mean, how are we going to go about? I can get. You got Mr. Funk, is that
Yeah,
accurate?
that's who I've spoken
Okay.
to, yeah.
Well, why don't, how can we arrange to speak to him without violating an open meeting act and all that? Have him present, I guess we could do that, but I don't want to put him in a competition.
No, I mean, why don't we just have them submit a
What I would
proposal in their resume concerning civil service matters,
Yeah,
maybe,
okay.
something like
All
that.
right.
What I would recommend is you do a letter, the same letter that will go out to both of them, requesting information, whatever you want to request, and how much would a retainer fee? Do you run it for 6 months? Do you want to run it for a year?
I think we should run it for a year because we hope to not use it, frankly.
That's fine. So we would then say, May, June, do you want to say starting 1 June? You want to say starting 1 July?
Well, fiscal year starts July 1, right?
Correct.
Start July 1. Okay. Then if we get, you want to see the letters
No, I'm comfortable with the letter going out, and then,
Yeah.
just to see the responses, we can evaluate the
Sure,
responses.
okay, all right. So we'll keep it on the agenda for next month, and, well, not for next month. All right, next month.
Can be next month.
Yeah, sure.
If they respond.
I can put together a letter, and I will send it out to both of you.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll send it out to all three of
Yes,
you
please, yeah.
for that. And then we'll say in the letter something about if you would please get back to us by such and such date. That way we can bring it to the
Yep.
meeting and you all can discuss it openly at the
If they
meeting.
don't respond, then
Well, that's a response in
Yep,
itself.
that's
right?
your response.
Yeah,
Yep.
All right, all right.
Yeah, I would just, I mean, I think, what would the retainer be? What's your experience with
Yeah.
civil service matters and bond by a date? I think that's simple, so,
Okay.
all right, they can do that in an email.
So that's complete discussion, 2025-12. Let's move on to 2025-13. Captain Trent Heckman's Freedom of Information letter request dated April 9, 2025.
Okay, Captain Heckman of the Berkeley County Sheriff's Department did send a Freedom of Information request. What he is requesting in his letter dated April 9th of 2025 is he specifically, I am requesting, but not limited to the following. All correspondence related to Corporal Butcher's grievance, including emails, letters, text messages, and memos. Number 2, meeting agendas, minutes, and any other records relating to discussions and decisions made regarding Corporal Butcher's grievance. And number 3, any documentation, reports, or evidence submitted in relation to the grievance. So the county clerk, since it did come into the county clerk, Clerk Petrucci did respond in writing on the very next day, April 10th, that he was acknowledging the receipt of Captain Heckman's FOIA request. So, still need the emails from the commissioners. Commissioner Moffett did send me 3 batches of emails this morning with several emails. I've just got to go through and decipher. Like I saw one that was something dated April, but it It was relating to the annual report. That has nothing to do with this FOIA request. So I've got to go through and decipher what is pertinent to the FOIA request.
So just a clarification, it lists issue 2025-0008, which is Corporal Butcher requesting, that specific issue was, I can't remember how it was worded, but it was requesting an explanation as to why he didn't get a hearing.
Correct.
So does this cover
That,
emails from 2 years ago?
yes, sir.
Because it's not really, that's a different issue. I mean, I'm just asking if that's how we're construing that, because that's a different.
That's my understanding.
Okay.
Basically, it says all correspondence related to Corporal Butcher's grievance, including emails, letters, text messages, and memos. And even though that was a couple years ago, it's all correspondence.
Yeah. Okay, just want to clarify. Has the clerk set a date he wants those? I know with the other one, they wanted them by a certain date.
Originally, and I think that's where he stuck with, originally it was the 18th. Originally it was the 15th, but then he granted an extension because of tax season and what have you to the 18th.
So that's still the date?
By the close of business next Friday. Let's
Okay.
That's good. That'll work.
close of business next Friday.
That'll work.
And that date, I don't know that date offhand, but
I don't think I have much, but I have a lot to look through to know what I have, you know.
yes.
Yeah.
The county IT department, they did scrub, I'm going to say, my email address because I'm on the county server. And the emails that they pulled were from Melissa Beavers, who was at one point the administrative assistant to the commission. Her mother, Susie Winden, because she was administrative assistant to the Civil Service Commission, and myself. So I think I had 33 emails that were related. So my
Some of
intent,
them, probably 5 of them are all in one email.
yeah, exactly. So that's where we stand.
Okay.
And then as we addressed the last time with the FOIA request, I'd like to get at least one commissioner, and I don't care if you come to me, all 3 of you independently, to look over the information that we're going to be providing so that you all as commissioners are aware of it.
Is it, I'm not familiar with how this is done, so that's why I'm asking the question, but do we at least black out any like personal email addresses? And
It's my understanding
cell
no,
phone
there's
numbers?
nothing.
I guess once you're in the public, you're in the public.
You're public.
Well, now, wait a minute. I'm gonna object to that. If you've got a string of emails that have things that are not related to this FOIA request?
No, that's not what I'm asking.
Okay.
I'm asking like, if I reply,
Uh-huh.
and most of mine are probably gonna be my business
Right.
email address. Is
Right.
that now public?
Oh,
Is that, will that be blacked out, or if, you know, if you have your cell phone number in the response,
right.
I mean,
Well, you could leave in the last digits or something so it's identified.
well, I mean, that's a
then-
lot more work than a week's worth of work if you've got
Yeah.
a lot of emails to go through, but I guess it's a question for the clerk's council or the county's council.
County.
When I started looking through some of my stuff, I'm like, not sure. Somebody would want their
Yeah.
home address
Right.
sent back and forth. But I guess if you're going to do public business in a personal email, that's the risk you take. But
Well, I'm not going to tell you what to
I
do,
just
Mr.
don't know
Dobson.
what the
I-
procedure is.
I think that basically, given the nature of the request, we know the subject matter, we know what what this is about, right? So if we're responsive, but there's some information that's blacked out with enough information so you can see why it was blacked out, then if there's an objection from Heckman, he'll tell us.
I think you're right. But I will also get with Mr. Delegado.
Yeah, and I'd have no objection to him coming in and looking at it
Yeah,
to see what was redacted, but
Yeah.
it should go.
I'll certainly get with him.
But if it's the law, it's the law. I'm fine with it.
So what's the date of what you say next Friday? What is
The
that?
25th.
25th.
That's the 25th.
That's the date at which you want you want to make the response.
You
want us to
I'll
respond
give you
to
all
the
the
phone.
week,
Great, oh, great, all right.
I'm sure, and I'll brief Mr. Patrice. I'm sure.
Okay. All right. Items from the floor. You with the floor. Okay. Announcements?
Two announcements. Number one, we've been talking about emails here. Each of the three commissioners have now been provided a county email address for conducting civil service business. I had sent an email to each of you this afternoon relating to the meeting minutes, a set of them. That is the last email that I will send to your personal accounts. Here on out, it will be to that county email address. I did ask the question because of the passwords that each of you have, if you all would be able to change those. And the response I got back was no. So I know passwords are quite extensive, I would say, but they can't be changed. Huh? Yeah, but I don't know, since they're not county employees. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I asked the question. Archie from IT is the one I spoke to.
Contact info. Was it in the email?
No, it was not.
I'm trying to get it into my Outlook where I have all my email addresses, and it wasn't loading. So I don't know if that's maybe since I have Exchange too, it's not gonna work. But I'd hate to be stuck with just webmail. That's gonna be, I have to go out and check it every day.
I'll get you his phone number. And then the last announcement, well, second to last, is you may or may not be aware, the Berkeley County Sheriff's Office does have a captain that is retiring, Captain Brendan Hall. 21 or just right at 20 years? Yeah. So he's retired. His last day is that of April 18th. What I would like to do is prepare something for your all's signature, and then if he's available to come to next month's meeting, that's great. If not, we give it to the sheriff or the chief to take and get to. Although Captain Hall is retiring from the Berkeley County Sheriff's Office, he has been given an opportunity and has to be the prosecuting attorney's investigator. So he's kind of rolling over from one county role to another county role. Correct, Chief? So again, a wealth of knowledge that he's going to be taking out that door with him. He's served in several different capacities, most recently as the Special Operations Commander, I believe. So
What's his Term date, or does he have a date?
18th.
April 18th is his last day.
So
I
it's
think-
Friday.
That's right.
Yeah, next Friday. I think he's going to be on leave starting. So
So
that's
will
all.
that, is this going to start another promotion chain reaction?
It will. Chief Young is waiting until
Maybe we should move up the legal counsel.
I hope not. I don't think.
Chief Young is awaiting to make sure that, yes, Friday is his last day, the 18th. Then on Monday, he's going to be sending me a letter requesting test. And that will be from Captain, Sergeant, Corporal. So we've got 3 tiers there. Yeah, I'm sorry, Lieutenant. Yep, Lieutenant. So,
But we won't have anybody for sergeant.
still
Nobody's
have one.
eligible. Nobody's eligible. None of the corporals are eligible yet.
Oh, you still have one. The promotional.
Oh,
Most 2 of them are taking a promotional exam
I
tomorrow.
thought there was 2 spots now. Oh, okay, so that's,
2 testing for 1 spot. Right?
Correct,
okay.
correct. And when we get that letter, whichever corporal doesn't get the exam or the promotion this time, he will have to go through the promotion exam again. He can't stand on his score of this one. Be a new vacancy date and all that.
All right. Any further announcements?
And I don't know the date this time. Our meeting hopefully will be in here next month. Dobson will tell us. 3rd Wednesday of next month.
Yes. We're going to look for the announcements on our new county email address.
Everything will be on that new county email address.
That's going to be later. It'll be the 21st.
21st of May.
First is on a Thursday.
First is on what?
A Thursday. I think 7th, 14th,
Yeah.
and 21st
Yep.
on the Wednesdays.
And that's all I have, gentlemen.
Right. Anything else for the good of the order? Motion for recess or motion to adjourn? Excuse me. Any motion?
Move to adjourn.
Second, and all in favor? Aye.
It is now 5:37 and you're adjourned.